To know the domino effect of the shattering and begin application of it to other concepts, one must know what the shattering entails. According to the goat Vati, because he's in fact the goat when it comes to this law shit, but in all seriousness, the shattering refers to two distinct, interconnected events. First, the actual physical severance of the Elden Ring after Queen Marika, the ruler of the lands between, shattered it into fragments referred to as great runes, and secondly, the war that ensued over the great runes themselves between the demigods, Queen Marika's children. It's within human nature to harbor some degree of entitlement. We all may possess feelings, motivations, dare I even say delusions of grandeur. We feel that we are meant for more, even if we undertake little to no action to actually fulfill our potential. Are there exceptions to the rule? Of course. This is a general statement, not a one-size-fits-all one. Queen Marika's children mayhap have carried their own measure of entitlement. Their mother, being a literal queen who is the god of the current age, naturally passes her stature on to her children, who may view the unoccupied throne in Lindell as their rightful birthright. Yes, you may be powerful enough, you may have control over gravity, be a dangerous damsel of the scarlet rot, or even the Lord of Blood, but does your moniker or simple birth-given opportunity grant you the right to obtain something that is significantly merit-based? It is because of the demigods' apparent unworthiness that the guidance of grace, the rays of light seen throughout the game, was bestowed upon the tarnished.
In the strength of their runes, her children warred, but none could become Elden Lord. And so grace was extended to your kind, the tarnished.
Perhaps they would do better was more or less the thought process here. Some people are also blatantly and arguably willingly ignorant toward the acknowledgement of competition. Phrases like "I'm her" or "I'm him" are things some people throw around loosely. In truth, not acknowledging that we are all competing for resources, mates, education, etc. is one of the most delusional perspectives you can embody. We're all competing for parking spaces when we go to Walmart, so...
So, Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale. Despite being the blood of Godfrey, first Elden Lord, he's a grotesque old fool grasping for power. His castle lies upon the cliff to Limgrave's northwest, but I suspect you know that well enough already. General Radahn, the famed Red Lion and Scourge of the Stars, is a ferocious warrior. He fought Melania and her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds to Limgrave's east. And by my reckoning, Radahn remains there, even now. Though, I doubt he much resembles his former self anymore. Praetor Rykard is the Lord of the Volcano Manor on Mount Gelmir. He is a ruthless justiciar who commands a company of inquisitors, reviled for his serpentine demeanor. The volcano, Mount Gelmir, lies in the west of the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erd Tree. It was the stage of the most appalling battle in the entirety of the Shattering. Rykard has committed the grave sin of blasphemy, marking himself as an enemy never to be forgiven. Morgoth the Grace-Given is Lord of Leyndell, the capital city. It lies at the foot of the Erd Tree, in the east of the Altus Plateau. But the Two Fingers forbid us from venturing there, until we've acquired enough great runes to repair the Elden Ring. The Academy of Rhea Lucaria lies to Limgrave's north, towering over the mist-laden lands of Liurnia. Renala is queen of the Carian royals, who govern the Academy, and her great rune dwells within the egg she so dearly clutched.
Now, some people would hear that, and they would still tell you things that there is no competition. And when I say they would hear that, I'm not referring to they would hear the lore of Elden Ring's demigods. I'm saying they would hear the stature, they would hear the accomplishments, they would hear the potential of other people. They would disregard that and think that it's obsolete, as if it doesn't matter and that it's a non-factor. But that's not true. That's not reality. We all are in competition, and for you not to admit that or to abide by that, well, you're lying to yourself. So just to conclude discussion of this particular tendency, are we all killing each other to become the new god of the coming age? No, not literally at least, but we are figuratively. We are all in competition, and it was after playing thousands of hours of Elden Ring when I finally realized how much of a lack of acknowledgement some people seem to have towards it. And just to end this particular tendency on a positive note, just how in Elden Ring NPCs and certain people that you will encounter throughout the world, they acknowledge that there are people of higher stature and people who are way stronger than they are, or who have public renown, like the demigods, Melania, Radon. We do the same thing in real life, but people tend to hold that synonymous with people like athletes, actors, musicians, things of that nature. So we seem to acknowledge that there are levels to things, yet at the same time we'll sit there and claim we're the best. For those watching, I'm sure that you have encountered these debatably mage-like enemies carrying glass bottles that disperse a variety of different substances. They are known as perfumers, and interestingly enough, their role was widely appreciated due to their work as apothecaries, people who prepared medicines, elixirs, etc. However, after the onset of the Shattering, there was no more time for healing, but for harming. The perfumers bartered their aromatherapy for poisons and explosives, much like how we as humans have done since the beginning of time. There is no creation without destruction, and unfortunately there is never solely good intent. There will always be people who have bad ones. Guns were more than likely created for protection, but some people use them to end lives. Knives could have been intended to be used just to slice cake, but some people utilize them to create lacerations upon a body. It's not right, but it is a part of human nature. A dark part. It's nearly completely discouraging knowing that no matter what innovations, inventions, or technology we create or begin to use, that will be used in some shape or form to have a non-therapeutic effect eventually. Let's use a less extreme example because I've painted a pretty dark picture. Take artificial intelligence. We have Siri and Alexa who can help to streamline certain tasks. We have ChatGPT now, which could be used to help generate outlines for entire essays and papers, which would have been a great help to me in high school and throughout college. But unfortunately, as I said, there's always bad. Nearly all big corporations are incorporating the use of AI into their business models and structures. You can have a director of marketing or someone who works as a scriptwriter, a coder, an animator, etc. Well, now their job is in jeopardy because money is indeed the root of all evil. These corporations will intentionally downsize their staff in order to cut corners by use of AI and maximize their profits that are now devoid of a human touch. I can understand that from a business perspective, but at the same time, that's bad because now people are experiencing layoffs and losing their jobs and livelihood. It isn't right, but it's human nature. We contaminate all things. And just to further reiterate here, I don't believe that we should stop the progression of humanity just because there's a risk that there are going to be people who are going to do bad things. There's always going to be risks associated with everything. So that's just something that people have to take. If we want to be able to have a car and expedite transportation, we have to take that risk that there will be people who will use these cars to go rob a bank, or who will use it to be a getaway driver or to break traffic laws or whatever. You just have to take risks with certain things. So I'm not calling for that not to happen, but it's just the truth. I love to make videos that are more streamlined. I don't really go into extensive details and things because people's attention spans are so cooked, but I like this subject matter here particularly. I will do a part 2 to this video. I will include more traits of human tendency. This one only has 3, but for the next one I think I'll do a bare minimum 5 of them, and that will be something that I'll drop within the next several weeks because I already have a few videos planned. I need to go over games that came out at the Game Awards and announce things I'm excited for next week's video. That I'm doing more Elden Ring content for that following week. So it could be a few weeks up to a month until we get a part 2 to this, but I'm definitely going to want to do that because I like this subject matter. And you know, I have an analysis channel. That's what I do. I think deeper about the games we play. So for sure, I'm going to go more into this. Thanks for watching. I'm Harlem, and I'll catch you in the next one on Sunday.